Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. And if anyone comes in, then I will let them in as well. So I'm going to share my screen. And what we have here is AI in action, crafting dynamic PE curriculum with ChatGPT. And this is just a little bit about myself here. This is me in the picture right here. This is a picture I took of one of my former basketball players. And in layman terms, the reason that I am doing this lesson here is because I get real busy, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that gets real busy. And at times, I just need a little bit of help to help myself. So, is there anyone in here? I see we have five or four right now that you can get overwhelmed with what you are doing, or is it just me? Good, good. So I'm not alone. Sometimes I think, well, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just doing too much. But I think when we uh when we find ways to use AI, especially ChatGPT, it frees up time so that we can do other things that we care about as well. Not that we don't care about education, because if we didn't, we would not be in education. However, when you use things to assist you, then I think it really helps you spend more time with the people that you love when it comes to like the kids and education and your family. And I am a coach, so I have a lot of things going on, but I love technology. I love AI. I love everything that comes along with it on the positive end. So here, why I use ChatGPT. And I put that we only have 24 hours. Let me make sure nobody's here. We only have 24 hours. All of us get 24 hours a day, whether we sleep, whether we get up, we spend 8, 9 of them sleep, whether we go to church, whether we go to school, play video games, whatever it is that we do, shop, go to the mall. You only get 24 hours. You don't get anything extra. So I put here, these are just some of the roles that I have. Not all of them, just some of them. Up top, website designer, creative, which means I just create things, photographer, videographer, social media, graphic designer. Here is husband. I put this one first as far as the pictures go. I'm a husband. I try to be a husband first. I am a friend to my wife, a provider, protector, and I put cover her, and it's intentionally spelt that way because that is my duty here to cover. So all of this is here. And then if I slide one over, I'm a pastor, which comes with being a guide, a comforter, a mediator. I'm a father to three kids. And I say three, not because it's three in number, but because each of them requires something different. So you can't just say that you're a parent. If any of y'all have kids, you could be a parent to your son or your daughter. However, each kid requires a different parent. You can't put the same parenting style or say, I'm going to mask this and this is going to be one and I'm going to leave that at that. You got to mentor those kids, you got to protect them, and you kind of show them the blueprint on how they should go. Whether they follow you or not, we hope they do. We hope they make better decisions than we did and kind of take the mantle or baton and go on with life. Then you come over to the education side. I'm a coach. I'm the head basketball coach, cross country coach, and golf coach. I'm also a teacher. I'm the department chair in the PE department. That comes with being a visionary. You have to have vision for your department, vision for your team, vision for your students, and then you have to facilitate. You really have to facilitate everything that's going on to make sure things are successful. And when I go back up to the top here, why I use ChatGPT. And let me go back here. I use it because I only get 24 hours. And each of these different roles and hats, they all want the same 24 hours. And you don't get to cheat wife, husband, you don't get to cheat this role because you decided that you wanted to be a great coach. Or you don't get to be a poor father because you want to be a good minister or pastor or whatever it is that you do outside in your religious practice. So you can't really do anything about each of them. They all require you. And if you don't find ways to be a better you, then you're going to be drained for one of those. You're either going to give your all, most of us as educators, we'll give our all at work, and then we'll come home and give them what's left. And that's really not the way it should go, but that's how things usually work. We kind of dive head into one of those areas. Okay, I'm going to design websites and I do all of that, and now I'm out. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I have nothing left. So I use Chat GPT to make things streamline things a little more, so that I can have more time for the things that I prioritize and that I love. So when I started using them to, create curriculums and create lesson plans and things of that nature, even assignments, it really freed up time. Because I would go to work and then I would come home and I would work on lesson plans. And at times, especially through the pandemic, I found myself up to 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning getting ready to go to work. And I said, something just does not add up about this. So that's why I started using it. And I'll go here. And this slide is just ways that you can connect with me. If you scan the link tree, of course, that's an easier way, but on here it has them all written out. And now this is also the time that if you have any questions, you can ask now, because after this, I'm just going to go straight into building a curriculum or a lesson plan and anything else that you would like to see done. So if you have questions, you can turn your mic on or you can ask in the chat. And if you follow me, I'll make sure to follow you back. So where are you all from? I'm from Atlanta, Georgia area. I'm in a small town called Palmetto. It's about 15 minutes south of the Atlanta airport. How about you all? So and what field are you coming out of? All right, we have Alberta, Canada, near Banff, Lamar, Colorado, second grade teacher. Okay, I don't know where Alberta is or Banff, if I'm saying that right. Probably not. Music teacher in Lamar, Colorado. So we have two Colorados. Okay. So it's not 209 where you're at. It's 209 here. Okay. So we have Canadians and Coloradians. I'll say it that way. I'm sure I'm making that word up here. But let me stop sharing this here. And I'll go into, since we have music, I will go into building this curriculum. Or really, it would be kind of like a curriculum map. It's probably the better way of saying it. And what I do there, okay, we got Expedia. Okay, it's going to show me where it's at. Good. I hope I'm not the only person. Alberta, Canada. Okay, so you're on that side too. You're over there with the California people. Great. So now I know where you are. Thank you. I appreciate that. So we have the option to, I can do it with my PE, or I could use maybe the music if one of you are west side above Montana. Would you prefer me to do it with something that you're doing or something that I have? Because I want to make sure that it is beneficial to you. P prompts, great. So that's my field. So that makes it a lot easier on me. So what I'll do here is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to build a chat bot. And that is using Chat GPT. And let me share my screen with you all. And if you have questions, chime in and we'll go from there. So I have Alberta up here. Had to go look for it. Is this really how it looks? This looks great. I know sometimes on the maps they don't necessarily show how it really looks. So I am here. I'm on Chat GPT And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a GPT here. I'm going to create one. Let's see what my chat says here. I'm interested in PE, even though I don't teach it. Yes, yes. You could definitely bring this back to the team. And my guys love it, guys, girls, my whole PE team. So here are some other chat GPs that I've made already, chat bots. I have a lesson plan bot that I tried. I was showing a math teacher, social studies. This is for church, but I'm really just gonna recreate this gym class hero. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna create a bot here. So I'm going to create one, and I want my, it says, hi, I will help you build your new GPT. You can say something like make a creative who helps generate new products, or make software engineer who helps format code. So what I'll do here is I want to, this is going to be my prompt here. I want to make a creative that will help me create a, for my PE high school PE department. I would like to be able to create lesson plans and that will engage students and teachers. This must be standards based. So I'm telling it what I wanted to do, which is create a creative that's going to help me make PE easier and quicker. So then it's going to ask me questions based off what I just said. And eventually I'm going to have to upload the standards because it does not have them. It can search for them. And that's the difference between using just Chat GPT regularly, just because it's going to pull whatever. But when you do it in a chat bot, you input the information that it pulls from. So I don't want to have my lesson plans or my curriculum being pulled from Colorado if we don't follow the same, the same stuff. If we don't have the same rules, we may have, in some places you can't play dodgeball, some places you can. So I want to make sure that my items come from just me. And that's why I upload it. And if it does pull, it's not pulling the important information, just kind of sidebar information. So it says for this GPT, how about we name it PE Planner? Would that work for you? Or do you have another one in mind? And I'm going to say, let's call it Alberta Fitness Press, the Alberta Fitness Press. And now it's going to generate a picture. And what you can do with this, after all, you can put it in the store and people can use it even if they're not, here. They can go and I can share a link with them and they can use it, and I can share it with my entire team. So it created a picture for me just off the AI. I could change it, but I won't for the sake of time. So here's initial profile picture. Do you like it? And I'm going to say I love it. So now I'm telling it what to do, and it's going to create a bot that I can have a conversation with and ask for things. So now it says, let's refine how Alberta Fitness Press can best assist you. To start, could you tell me more about the type of engagement you're looking for in the lesson plans? Should they focus more on team sports, individual activities, or a mix of both? So what I'm going to say is this one. This will help my physical conditioning teachers. So this is for the teachers to use, not the student. The students, I don't know that we would have any who would want to develop this anyway, but it's not necessarily something that they would go on and create themselves. We would make it and bring it home to them. So this will help my physical education, physical conditioning teachers, and my, let's see here. Doesn't help you with your site. And my weightlifting teachers. So I want to use weightlifting activities, and I do have a weightlifting teacher that may need some additional assistance, so I could send him this link afterwards. Now that we have redefined the focus, support, physical condition, and weightlifting teachers, Alberta Fitness is all set to assist you with creating curriculum maps and lesson plans tailored to your specific needs. Would you like to adjust how the detailed lesson plan should be, or any particular guidelines for creating these plans? So now what I want to do is I'm going to say, can you please speak in a, let's see here, in a Lamar, Colorado. Disappeared on me. Lingo and slang from the Midwest. So now I want it to talk to me like that. So I'm going to hit go, and it will change the way it talks to me. I don't know how they talk in Colorado. I haven't been there ever. Hopefully I'll go one day. All right. Whether you're laying out the lesson plans or cooking up some new activities, we're here keeping things like lively and local. Is there anything else? So now what I want to do is I want to come here and I'm going to go to my education here and my standards, and I'm going to pull up my physical education standards. I'm going to go back here because I don't want to do that there. I'm going to add a new tab here, and I want to pull up my standards because that's what I want to upload in there. I don't want it just pulling. So I have mine all saved right here so I can get back to them quickly. And of course, I'm going to click everything but it. Okay, so I have my P standards. It's going to go through all of them. I'm just going to download this document, and I'm going to download it and save it here into the Sequoia file. And now I'm going to upload it here. So now it's going to read that. Anybody have questions so far? Pretty plain, nothing special like Texas. Okay. So it has it here. I'm going to upload that. So now it's going to have all of my standards to make sure that we have the correct standards. As I've reviewed the standards of excellence, it outlines a comprehensive set and tells you all about it. So how can I assist you further with this document? I'm going to tell it to please only use these standards. Do not pull from other states, or districts. And it will respond to me. Okay. So now if I look over here to the right, it says the receipt must be, okay, please only use these standards. If I look over here to the right, it gives me a test. So I want to put that on here. Gonna move this up. And it'll do some stuff over here because it's still loading, but it tells me I can create a lesson plan for soccer skills. How do I align lesson with standards? Suggest a fun warm-up activity. So I'm going to say suggest a fun warm-up activity. And it's going to pull it over here. It's going to search the knowledge that I have, the standards, and then it's going to pull it here. Animal movements game. The game encourages students to warm up their muscles while fostering creativity, laughter. Student mimics various animal movements across the gym playing field, such as hopping like a kangaroo, crawling like a crab, or slithering like a snake. This activity not only prepares their bodies for more strenuous physical activity, but teaches them about different ways of moving, balance, and coordination. So this would be good for a elementary class. So now I just want to talk to it and I want to say, please give me a warm-up activity suited more for high school students. Please also show me the standard that it relates to. Because I don't want to just have my administration come in and we're slithering around the gym like snakes and I don't have my board done here. And the good thing about when it's PE, it's kind of easy to fact check. So now I was going to say the activity, divide students into small teams, set up a relay course with different stations. Each station can have unique, simple tasks such as jumping jacks, hula hoops, dribbling, related to PET SRO1. So I was going to say which one. This is a team sports class that they pulled here. So if I wanted to only have weightlifting, I would have needed to take out, cut it down and only put in the weightlifting. But this pulled a team sports standard and also have the specific ones that we're working on. It emphasizes development of physical skills in a team setting, which is the core of team relay races. So now you're doing the work up front, so you don't have to do it for a long time later. Make sure we're still on time here. We're doing good. So I'm going to say that I like this one. I do like this one. So I'm going to hit save. And right now I'm going to say only me. I could have did anyone with a link, but I'm going to do only me. I'm going to confirm it so it can be saved. And then I'm going to go back over here to my left. And now it's down here. When I want to chat, instead of clicking ChatGPT or Creekside Lesson Plan Hero, I'm going to go down to Alberta Fitness Press. And now is where it gets easy. I'm going to ask, let's ask Jamie. Am I saying that right? Jamie, the music teacher, how many instructional weeks do you all have per semester, if you know off top? Or just give me a wild guess here. 18. So we're on the same page here. So I'm going to say, please, per semester, please divide up the 18 instructional weeks for my first semester weightlifting class. I would like an intro unit and a final week for studying and final exams. Please use 2-week units. Please give me a curriculum map for my class with units that we can do. Now, this is if your state or district does not already have one. Sometimes they do. If that's the case, you would just say unit one is upper body. Mostly time they don't when it comes to weightlifting and team sports. They just have, this is what y'all need to get done. So I'm gonna hit send, it's gonna read it, it's gonna look back over to the information that I put in, and then it should give me a list of units. And if it doesn't look the way I want it, I just tell it, no, I don't like that. Give me something else or add this to it. So based on the Georgia standards, which is standard space is what we wanted. Week 1 through 2, introduction to weightlifting. 3 through 4, fundamental techniques, strength building, endurance training, powerlifting basics, body weight and mobility, nutrition and recovery, advanced lifting techniques, review, final exam. So that's giving me 18 weeks here that I could just pull. But I don't like this because I want to make sure that we have the standards. So I'm going to say, please add the focus standard that we will use for each unit. So far, we're good on the fact checking because it's not, this is what it is. It's weight. You do need to do intro. You do need to build your strength. You do need to have endurance. So we don't necessarily fall into, is it true or is it not? For one, we put it all in there. For two, we're educated educators and we can look there and see. So now I'm going to go here. If I had my actual map with my dates on there and my calendar, I could just plug that in there and it would tell and say, okay, these are the days, and it would give me the days as well. So week 1 through 2, the focus standard is PEBS 1A. And it's going to give all of them. So now I'm going to say, please only use the weightlifting standards. So I can just stop it in its tracks by pressing the stop button because it's giving me other standards that I uploaded. I only want to use the weightlifting. So now I'm going to say based on the weightlifting standards, and it should give me weightlifting standards. So now it's PE weight training 1A. That's the focus for this unit. Demonstrates proper spotting techniques, lifts, and exercise as needed. That's the standard. And you definitely want to work on learning how to spot in that first week because it makes no sense to do powerlifting if you're not spotting correctly. So now I have a standard that goes with each of the units. So I do like that. But what I'm going to say is I teach athletes. Can we please make these based off a sport and lifts that would develop the skills needed for that particular sport? Here. So I'm having a conversation just like I'm having a conversation with you all. The thing here is that it usually responds quicker than when you speak to students, and sometimes when you speak to educators as well. So now it should change it to, let's say we're focusing on intro to weightlifting for athletes is week 1 to 2, 3 to 4, and see it still has my standards here. Football and rugby. So now we're going to do activities that's going to strengthen you for that sport. And kids usually buy into it better when they can apply it to the real world. So basketball and volleyball apply metrics. So it has a lot of jumping, track, and being explosive. Week 9 through 10, baseball. And I could switch them up. I did this for my weightlifting teacher, And he really liked it because he said it's easy for him to say, okay, we're getting y'all ready for basketball season. Or we're getting y'all ready for track, or we're getting you ready for tennis, or whatever it is that you were getting them ready for. So now I'm going to use this one. I do like this one. I am going to copy it, and I'm going to go here, and I'm actually going to download it as well. See if I copy that, I can go here, or maybe I can say share it. And I'm going to pull up a screen. I don't know if you're able to see it or not. Probably not, but I will bring that one up as well. And let me share over here. I'm just going to share you my whole desktop. So let me know if you see the Word document now. 18. All right, you do see it. 18 instructional weeks. So now we have been talking for about 30 minutes, a little bit over 30 minutes, and we already have this. Now, this would also help you if you open your own school. My wife and I, we're both educators, and we have pondered about opening our own school. And maybe we didn't know anything about weightlifting, but we knew we had it to follow a guideline, or maybe we want to homeschool our kids. This is another reason that you can go in here. You say, well, they already have it. Some don't, some do. Sometimes you may find yourself having to, edit it. So now I have my 18 weeks here. And what I would need to do next, I can use this. So now I'm going to say, I'm just going to copy this here. And then I'm going to go back over to my chat here. You can probably see me and you and everything else. So now I am in this one and I'm starting a new one. I have this one. I can go back to it, but I'm going to start this one. And I'm going to say, please give me 5 days worth of lessons. Irene. Welcome in, Irene. I'm going to say, give me 5 days worth of lessons because we go A day, B day for the first unit. And I'm just going to paste that in. I am not going to use the picture. I just pasted it in. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cheat because I've already done this so much. And I'm going to go over here to what I already have saved, my prompts. I have it loaded up here. I'm going to go to health and PE documents. And then I'll go to my PE prompts. Yeah, so, okay, weightlifting lesson plan prompt. All right. So I'm going to pull it up. I already have it. I just already have it because I've done it so much. Please write a 5-day lesson plan for a unit, and I will just change it. And then it's going to say this is how our lesson plans are set up. We need a standard, a learning target, one wicker strategy, which we're focusing on collaboration. And then I need a 10-minute opening, a 15-minute focus session, 40-minute work session, 10-minute closing. The lesson plan must also include scaffolding, modifications, accommodations for the focus lesson and work session. So now I'm just going to add something into it to show you how it works. And I will say, please keep in mind that we have 5 teachers in a huge weight room. And it will tell me what each of you all are going to do. Teachers' names are Anthony, Jamie, Nancy, and Irene. Since Irene is in here now, please give us each specific duties. All right, so now I'm going to copy this, but I want to take out this right here, because I'm taking those standards out. So I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to pull up this one. I'm just going to copy it back over. And I'm going to plug it in here. A 5-day lesson plan for Unit 1, Introduction to Weightlifting for Athletes. And all I have to do is now copy this in here. And I'm going to go back here. And now I'm just going to plug it. And I save it. So when I come to the next unit, I just type in what we're working on and I plug it, fact check it, and post it and make sure we're all in agreement with what we're doing here. Now, this is because we're so busy, a lot of things going on, and we're trying to find more time for other things. So I'm coming here and it's going to load up for me, and it will load up directly how we do it. Now, if your lesson plan format was different, you just put in how you put it in. So I was going to say day 1, which would be Monday and Tuesday. And now, if you see, it's using the PE. So I'm going to stop it. I'm not even going to let it finish here because I don't want those standards. I'm going to say stop. Please only use I don't want those standards. Now, once again, I would have just created the document with just those standards and push it in there instead of all of the PE standards. But I don't have to tell it to do all of this again because we're still in a conversation here. So now, based on the Georgia Standard of Excellence weightlifting, here you go. So now it's going to use what I wanted to use. It's going to give me my worker strategy, which is collaboration on safety protocols. And now it says Anthony and Jamie in this work session. They're going to supervise spotter technique practice. Nancy and Irene are going to introduce basic weightlifting equipment. So it's giving us what we need to do. The opening, introduction to the safety unit, focus, demonstration of proper spotting and safety protocols. Closing, recap safety, scaffolding, use a visual aid, modifications, provide alternative exercise for students with physical limitations. And then when you come down here, as you see on day 2, it doesn't have the same teachers doing the same things. Now it has Anthony and Nancy lead stations on upper body lifts. The day 1, it was Anthony and Jamie. And now it is Jamie and Irene. And who do we leave out? Is anybody, oh, we left out Ludwig. I'm sorry. So now we need to give him something to him, her. I'm not sure because I only see one name, but we need to give Ludwig something to do. So it's giving me all the 5 days. So now what I would do here is I would copy it and then I would bring it out here and I'm going to create another document here. Or I will just, let's see what I'll do here. I'll come and I'll erase the one that I have up. I don't want that to save because I don't want to save over what I have. So now I'm going to come down to the bottom of what I have and there I have my information. And this is day 1. So this is giving me the specific lesson. I already have the map, the guide, how I'm going to do it. Now I have the day-to-day lesson. So I have this. If I wanted to plug this in, what I would do is read it over with my department. our weightlifting and our weight training lesson plans, we have the same template, and it goes just throughout the entire school. And let's see if I can find the base one here. And let's see if I have here. So I'm going to pull that up. And now we have our whole calendar here. We click and it reads right off the same way. So the first thing I would need if I was filling in my lesson plans, I need the standard, and then I need the learn target, and then I need the Wicker strategy. So I purposely put it in ChatGPT that way. So when I'm going over and I'm looking at the first thing I need is my standard, the first thing that came up is my standard. So I would just copy it over. And if I wanted to fact check it, I can do that. But I know it's there because it's what I put in. My Wicker strategy, what they want us to use is they want us to use collaboration. So I'll just put collaboration there. I'm just going to copy it over and I'm going to put it in there. And now what I want is my learning target, understand weight room safety, including spotter, a proper spotting and techniques. I would just fill this out. Day 1, 2, which is Monday, Tuesday, the dates, and I will go all the way through. So now I'd be able to have my lesson. If I'm not the department chair, I can take it to the department chair, have them look over it. Do we agree on this? Is this something that's valid? And in reality, let's see, we've been going for 45 minutes. I was able to maybe cut something down that could have taken 2 or 3 hours, 4 hours, a lot longer than it's taking now. So now what I want to do is I'm going to come back here. Any questions so far? Any questions that you may have? Okay, no questions. So now what I want to do is say, please give me a 10 question quiz over unit 1. So they know what unit 1 is, or maybe I should have put the other one based on the weight training standard outline. Here's a 10-question quiz over unit 1 using these standards. What safety equipment is required for participation in weight training? So this is the standard that it focuses on, and these are the Georgia standards only. Free weights versus machines, compare and contrast the use of free weights and resistance machines, including their biometrics. So it's going to go all the way. It's going to give me 10. So now I have a quiz that I could use. And now this is something that I did do the other day myself. Please give me a list of 10 to 20 words. No questions. Really great to see the whole process. Thank you. Thank you. 10 to 20 words for my word wall. Please make the list. 5 words per column. 5 words. Let's say 5 words each. And I need tier 1 through 4 words. So now I need a word wall. So now it's going to give me a list of words. Tier 1 words: lift, push, pull. Those are definitely level 1 words. Jump, run, move. Tier 2, muscle. And then it would continue on. So now I have a word wall, something else that you would probably need in weightlifting. And generally, those classes are full by somebody like me who's multiple head coaches, or they could be in in the heat of their season. So here's my tier 4 words, uh, eccentric, concentric, neuromuscular. Those are words that we want the students to start using, but they need to see it, have the definition of it. But now I have words, and I can also go and fact check and look it up. And I can see it says that biometrics, the study of mechanical laws relating to the movement. Yes, that is true. I don't have to look up. I know that's true. Concentric, referring to shortening because it makes it short. It conceals, constructs. So constrict. So referring. So there we go with that. So now I have words. And like I said, usually these spots are filled with people who have a lot of things going. And generally, not me, but maybe your PE teacher or maybe your coach, they may say, you know what, I got a game today. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing my lesson plan. I'm not doing a word wall. I'm not doing a quiz. We're going to go play basketball. We're just going to walk the track and I'm going to look at film for the game. Like I said, I don't do that, but maybe you know somebody who would. So now we have our tier 4 words. We have a word wall. We have the curriculum map that we can use or a pacing guide. We also have how I can make a lesson plan. And now, what else could you think of that a PE teacher may need? So we have a quizzes. And now I can say, and this is another one, please create a performance assessment on bench press. I need a rubric with 3 tiers also to go along with it. So now I am creating a performance assessment. And once again, you do have to check all of this just to make sure. Is a lot less checking when you create your own bot because it's just not pulling from, something that somebody put on Wikipedia. So bench press is going to say, criteria includes proper setup, spotting, and equipment handling. Technique evaluates grip. That's the criteria. Ability to maintain form, technique throughout the sets, willingness to challenge oneself and progress over time. Novice occasionally forgets to follow safety protocols. We definitely don't want that in the weight room. We want you to follow protocol. Let's say if you go up to 2, usually follows. Proficient consistently follows. Implementation notes, going to give you all of that, what to do before the test, what to do during, what to do post. Now, of course, you do want to check this because if it says pre-assessment, I need you to run a mile as a teacher. No, I'm not doing that. I don't know who put that in there, but no, I'm not. So now we have here, I have that, I have my assessment, I have my word wall, I have my pacing guide, I have how I can do a lesson plan, and now that is going to take a lot of time off. Says so the advantage of using GPT is that it's very specific, yes, to your requirements versus being influenced. Yeah, I don't want it being influenced at all, especially when we come into, things like this. I do not want the influence to come from over there. I wanted to make sure, and that's why you do the work up front. You got to go and get your lessons. So I would have just went to weight training, which is here, and I would have just pulled only my standards. And if I have, I would come to my part here, and I would pull up my calendar, my school calendar. I go to my calendar, pull up my calendar. I can pull up my curriculum map, and I can see, okay, this is what I need to be doing when, and I'll put that in there, but that would have took a little bit more time and trying to make sure. But yeah, I don't want the influence because that's when you get into, all of the bogus stuff that comes up. So with that, I would copy it all out. I could put it out. I can also say, can you please, create a PDF of all of this information. Last time I told it to do it, it didn't. I can't directly, so I could probably do it in Word, but now it's telling me how I can do that. Convert to PDF, put it in the document. It's telling me how I can do that, so I know how to upload it. So let me now pull up. I'll go back over here. And this is the session feedback. And do you have, I know that was a quick run through, but do you have any other questions or things that I can probably, you know, look for? I say maybe I should have added this, or something that you would need help on in your specific content area. So we have that up, and I'll try to put all of the different slides here. I wanted to make sure that I showed you from step one, because I know a lot of times when you do these things, people assume that you know how to do something, and you don't necessarily know how to do it. Get this other one too. Okay, this is the feedback there. So do you have any questions that I can answer? Is there something that you learned that you did not know? I'm one of the kind of people that, I like to talk back. That I guess that's the whole preacher, teacher, pastor thing there. That let me know you're live. Let me know you're in there. Let me know you're paying attention to me. Tell me something good, something that, I can tell my wife, hey, they learned something. Let me check my chat here. As you see, I'm scrolling trying to find it because I don't use Zoom as much. Right. Okay, here we go. Visit Canada. Yes, I'm definitely going to visit Canada. There's a guy that I follow, Pro Church Tools Daily. They're from Canada, and they talk about it a lot. Uh, thank you, Lovage. So far, I've only used, yes, definitely. They use it that way. Now, this one, I did mean to mention, or I should have mentioned earlier, that this one, there is a fee. This one is $20 a month if you want to upgrade to this. You don't have to. You can, you can have somebody build on your team and then have them do it and all share the same link. But when I got into 4, it did start charging me 20 a month, which in my opinion was worth it because the time that I saved was much more, you can have the 20. I would have paid $40 if they charged me because in my opinion it was worth it for me. So I did have to pay for that one. Now I could have done the same thing on ChatGPT just regular, but I may have to be a lot better with my prompting. But when I give it the information, it's a lot easier to follow. So I hope y'all learned something. I do appreciate it. I will visit Canada. I just got my passport. I don't know if you need one or not to go to Canada, but I did just get my passport. So I do plan on visiting Canada and all these other beautiful countries out there. So I appreciate you all's time. I will put my contact information back up if you ever need some help or you need someone to just reach out. If you have somebody in your PE department that may need some help, they can reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help them. Let me find this here and I will put it up, and then I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the conference. I'll be going into some rooms myself, trying to, just see if I can learn something new.